Okay. We are podcasting. I've always said okay like that, we're having a good time. That's something I've always said. But not as much as our guest today, the one and only Dusty Slay. It's a treat to have such a talented stand-up comedian on the show. You might know him from his recent Netflix special, Wet Heat. It's hilarious. Check it out. It's clean comedy, much like my own. I try to keep it clean. Dusty Slay is hilarious for any audience, and it's a delight to have him on today as I'm sipping this ranch fuel. And I'm also, you know what else I'm doing? Do you know what I'm doing, Ty? I'm enjoying buy one, get one on rodeotime.com. It just started as you're listening to this podcast, if it just released. But yeah, the Black Friday BOGO has begun. Rodeotime.com. We've also got denim jackets, some vests out, puffer vests. Check it all out on rodeotime.com. Buy one, get one. The greatest apparel line known to man. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you have an even better Christmas. Jesus is the reason for the season. And today the season is comedy and laughter. Without further ado, let's hear from our guest, Dusty Slay. It's whatever. So,
oh man,
works for me. Oh yeah, that's the real deal, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There it goes.
Okay.
Are y'all good? Yeah. Rodeo. Sound good? Yeah. I feel like you probably. This is right up your alley.
I mean, I used to go to a few
Champion
rodeos.
this year.
Oh yeah.
So.
Keep it vague.
Yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's cold.
It's so cold. I don't know what happened. I was in Chicago yesterday. It wasn't this cold.
Yeah, and it's kind of a wet cold.
Yeah, it's been snowing a bit. Yeah. Yeah. It is a wet cold. I don't like a wet cold like a wet heat though, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did recently, we'll start with that. I did recently watch the Netflix special. That's been awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I like a dry cold, I think, you know. No wind. I don't want any wind. I don't want precipitation.
Yeah.
Just
You like a wet heat but a dry cold.
yeah, like I was in Iowa one time, I don't know, 15 below and no snow. I was like, I can do this. I can do this here.
It's bearable.
Yeah. No ice, it's just real cold. I don't like it.
Yeah, I hate the cold, man.
Yeah.
I hate the cold.
I do too. I mean, I really got into fall this year because I put out a special about how much I love the wet heat, but the heat was killing me this year.
Yeah.
I think I'm out of shape, but
Yeah, I'd rather take the heat. But around here, the fall, it's like you're in a dang Hallmark movie, Christmas movie.
I know the leaves are out falling. I was just in Elkhart, Indiana.
Uh-huh.
They call it Elkhart, I guess. I call it Elkhart because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah,
but,
say it. Spell it like you want me to say it.
It's like elk and heart together. I'm like, that's Elkhart. And they know it's Elkhart.
Well, we've got a town close to us, Teague, Teague.
Yeah.
So I say Teague, but they say, no, it's Tig.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I didn't play Little League. I played Little League.
Yeah. And when they tell you how to pronounce it, you want to go, that's not right.
That's not what I'm going to do.
That's not how you say it.
I'm going to double down.
Yeah. My dad lives in a town, it's spelled Lafayette, and they call it Lafette.
Oh, in Louisiana?
It's in Alabama.
Oh.
They do a lot in Louisiana, they still call it Lafayette.
Yeah.
In Alabama, it's Lafette.
They got a good rodeo in the one in Louisiana.
Okay. They got a small rodeo in the one in Alabama.
So you were in Elkhart.
Yeah.
Elkhart.
Yeah. And the leaves were falling. Leaves were everywhere. I love leaves. I get into gardening, and you use leaves to make compost, put it over the garden. It's great. I love leaves. So I'm driving along, and I'm like, it was like that. The streets were just yellow, orange leaves all over the ground, piled up by the side of the road. I was like, man, if I had my truck, I'd just pick these up.
That's some really good compost right there.
Yeah. And you can't ask people to rake their leaves. It feels dirty, you know? Like, hey, you mind if I rake your leaves?
Well, especially if you look like us.
Yeah.
You know?
I got caught raking my neighbor's leaves one time, and I didn't think he was home, and he got pretty upset about it.
Really?
I thought he would be pleased about it.
Yeah.
Go, I appreciate you doing that. But he wanted the leaves.
I got caught shooting pigs out of our neighbor's fields, and same thing. It's like, bro, these pigs are so invasive. Turns out they got a word for it, and it's called poaching. But
he wants the pigs. That's what I'm saying. Did you want them?
Yeah. Did he want the leaves? I'm helping you out.
I think the rest of the year he purposely didn't rake his leaves just so I had to look at him. My nephew was with me, and I don't think he's ever had to deal with any conflict. It made him so uncomfortable when that guy came out of the house. It made me a little uncomfortable. I was like, all right, this looks weird. This looks bad. I'm getting caught raking leaves illegally.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I've been there.
Yeah, and now he's an accomplice.
Yeah. He was like putting the leaves back as we were talking to the guy, spreading them back out amongst the yard.
Yeah, that... I don't know. You're welcome to rake my leaves. That's a long ways away. But yeah, Elkhart's got good leaves.
They got good leaves, and I wanted to rake them.
Didn't you grow up in a trailer park?
I did, yeah. We grew up under pine trees, though. We just had pine straw everywhere, which is not as valuable, really.
Doesn't make great compost.
No, it has a lot of nitrogen in it. So it kind of, unless you have a nitrogen-needing plant, it's no good. But we did burn it a lot.
Yeah.
Which is good for fires.
People in the trailer park are usually more into like collecting other things like copper from like people's appliances.
Well, you know, I'm sure there was some of that going on. I mean, you know, my mom wasn't doing drugs, you know. She was drinking, but, you know, she wasn't. And even then, I think it was pretty mild. I think she did most of her drinking when I was, you know, in weekends at my dad's house.
That's like light to moderate trailer park activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the trailer park I lived in was on a dirt road, and I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of people up to that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I felt like I was a pretty innocent kid.
Yeah.
Pretty protected, I felt like. I mean, I got into some stuff later. I found it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I felt, I just played in the woods and ran around and made homemade slip and slides and,
a few cigarettes.
Yeah. And spray painted bikes and,
I feel like growing up in a trailer park, you probably like start off with a suspended driver's license. They go ahead and kick it to 18.
Yeah. Well, when I graduated high school, I bought the trailer back that I moved into, that I grew up in. I bought it, and then I joined the Army, and then I got arrested and couldn't get into the Army because my court date came after my ship-off date. So at like 19, I was living in a trailer with a suspended driver's license on probation. So it was not looking good.
I spent some time in a trailer park. So I'm not just throwing rocks.
Yeah.
That's where.
Well, it's like my childhood in a trailer park felt, pretty normal. Felt pretty good. But, when that few years I spent after high school in a trailer, I mean, that's where we were really doing trailer park activities.
Rock and roll denim is what Dale Brisby uses to spur his bucking bulls. I get the reflex. Gives me the mobility I need to be the cowboy I am. So go to rockandrolldenim.com, old son. Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. So you didn't buy the trailer park back for like nostalgia purposes?
And just the trailer, not the whole park.
Yeah, I meant the trailer. Yeah.
No, my mom, when we moved out, my sister moved in, and then my sister traded it in on another trailer, like a car.
Okay.
And so I went to the.
So it's like a bad penny. It's not necessarily like, I want that trailer.
Well, I went to the trailer place, and they said, we'll sell it to you for $1,000. And it was. if I had any negotiation skills, I bet I could have got it for less. They led with 1,000.
Yeah.
But it was really in bad shape. My sister treated it bad. My mom treated it pretty good. My sister treated it real bad. And so we tore out the cabinets, and my brother-in-law worked for a cabinet company, craft-made cabinets. And so we put in these really nice cabinets that he got for free. And so it was like, on the inside, it looked pretty good. Granted, I found some pictures in one of the walls. It like was a sheetrock kind of wall, but like, I don't know, not sheetrock, but I don't know. All the paper was torn off of it, so it was just a cardboard color. So it didn't look that good.
Yeah.
And then like my bathroom was real moldy, and I remember cleaning it up, and my friend was like, I told his friend that his girlfriend could shower there, and he was like, nah. He goes, I know you just cleaned it up. That's clean for you. She's never going to do it.
I feel like you spill a cup of water in a trailer bathroom, and all of a sudden the floor is wavy. Like you're done. Like,
yeah, my mom had replaced all the floors because it's that press board.
Oh, yeah.
And then my sister lived next door before moving in. She lived next door, and she was renting. So when those floors swell up, they swell up in one place, and then the other part gets real thin, and then it'll fall through. So you'll have holes. So then you just put a piece of plywood over that, and you have a little toe stump. My nephew, my wife had never been to a trailer before, and my nephew was living in a trailer, and we went to his house, and he had like kind of like a fireplace. And he was showing us something, and he took a step and fell right through the floor in front of the fireplace. He was so embarrassed, but I was like, this has really been the perfect experience.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
He had 2 dogs. He had one he kept in a cage and one that was not in a cage. And we felt so bad for the cage dog. We were like, let that dog out. And then in like 10 seconds, it's like, just go ahead and put him back in there.
Yeah. We know why it was in the cage.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of those trailers, man, that's just joke's on you. I'd have paid more. Joke's on you. I'd have given less. I'd have taken less. Yeah, the porches are usually a little bit better built than the trailers.
Well, that's true too. My mom dated a guy that was a bit of a carpenter, and we had a really good front porch. And then my sister had a front porch on her trailer that she rented, and when she moved out, we carried that porch over to our trailer and made it the back porch.
Just a little bit of moving around, and we've got a palace.
Yeah. I mean, I had a front porch and a back porch.
Was it a single wide?
Single wide, yeah.
Yeah.
Single wide, bedroom on the front, and then the living room / kitchen.
Right.
And then a little hallway, bathroom, master bedroom in the
Also
back.
just a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's a little bigger bedroom then probably. I lived in a 3-bedroom.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was not very big. But.
Yeah. Man, I feel like you're just one street away from being either a cowboy or a rodeo cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, my dad used to kind of announce rodeos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, locally, in Lafayette there, and his best friend still is like a rodeo judge.
Yeah,
he travels around and judges rodeos.
See, I've thought like obviously, and you probably get this a lot, that like people try to pitch you things that would help you with content, and something to talk about, which I'm sure you could come up with plenty. But I would just love to have you around in certain situations just to turn and watch and see how you react to something that we just did or something that happened,
Oh, yeah.
Catching something out in the field or in the pasture or, something in the rodeo arena, just like, what does Dusty have to say about this?
I should go back to a rodeo. I used to go to a lot of stuff like that. My stepbrothers were into like showing sheep and showing steers.
Stock showing, yeah.
Yeah, so I would go to all those events. But I always lived with my mom, and these are my dad's stepsons. So I never really was participating, but I was always around watching my dad yell at my stepbrothers while they're trying to like learn to show sheep. So it was enough to be like, well, I don't want to get involved in this.
Yeah.
I don't need another thing for my dad to yell at me about.
Yeah, the stock show industry is kind of a gateway drug to the ag industry.
Yeah.
But it is also an indicator of what's to come. So like there's plenty of yelling
Oh,
even
yeah.
with cows and rodeo. Like working with animals is very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to help my dad with cows all the time. My dad has, he had, I don't know, he has black Angus cows now, but he had, various maroon cows. When I was a kid. There was a name for it, but I'm not confident in the name. But we would have to like help push the cows up in the catch pen to give them a tag or give them some worming liquid. And it's like, we're little kids. And I was always a little skinny kid. And my dad's like, making us get around back there and shoo the cows in. And then when we don't do it right, he's yelling at us.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, hey, these are huge animals. I mean, give us a break here.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty true. The fact that we're helping at all, you should be, congratulating us.
He used to weld, and I would have to hold the welding stuff. Like he would weld a catch pen. He acquired all these big metal pipes, and he built a whole catch pen out of these metal pipes. And he was welding them. So I would have to hold it, and then he would set the ground and electrocute me. Yeah. And then yell at me because I dropped the thing.
Because you let it go?
Yeah. I'm like, we didn't have no gloves.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd wear the mask, but then, you can't see out of the mask. You only can see what you're welding.
Right.
So, like my dad would be, I remember one time he was holding the pipe, and then I would pull the mask down, and then he would let go of the pipe, and it was so heavy, I thought he was pushing it down. So I'm going with it. And then he's yelling, and I'm like, I can't see anything.
I feel like we may have had the same dad, and maybe that's why we look so similar.
Well, that is, I'll see things on the internet sometimes where like a meme, like where like, holding something while your dad yells at you. And I go, I'm happy to know everybody's dad was doing that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Welding specifically.
Yeah.
And then like if the slag gets on you, that metal, the melting part, and then like, I can just hear the cuss words of him yelling at me to hold it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to bale hay, and he would cut the hay, and then it would dry, and then we would go out there a few days later, and I would rake. I would be on one tractor raking. He would be on the other tractor baling. Yeah. And I'm just enjoying myself out there. I had no earbuds, but I'm just cruising. I like that to this day. I like cutting grass.
Therapeutic.
No headphones, just enjoying the sound of the motor. And, but I'd look up and I'd see my dad waving his arms, yelling. I go, oh no, what did I do? What did I do?
That's spot on. Yeah. It sounds like my upbringing.
Yeah. And, and he had square bales for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And then he would just drive the truck, and we would just, all walk behind and pick. And my stepbrothers they were a real strong guy. I was always a real little skinny kid. I mean, the bale probably weighed as much as I did. And, we're just throwing these bales along, and then you get back to the barn, then you got to offload them. I mean, it was like the greatest day for us when my dad got the big round baler. I mean, it was just, it was like I had gotten a present. I mean, it was such a gift. Just
knowing that you didn't have to stack.
Yeah, we're never doing square bales again.
Yeah,
which are not even really square, but that's what we called them.
That's true.
They're like a rectangle. But
I've not ever thought of that.
Yeah,
that's so true. You got to you handle them just right, and if you throw them just right on the corner, then they'll roll a real far away. But you don't want to bust them.
Yeah.
Then you got to deal with the busted bale. Man, you've been there.
Yeah. In the round bales, my dad had them in the corner of his yard. He had a big field of them. Now he has a barn, but back then he just had a corner where he had just a bunch of them. And then we'd go out there and like jump from bale to bale. That was always real fun.
Yeah.
Sit out there, tell ghost stories, talk about aliens. I remember doing that out late at night on the round bale, talking about aliens, looking up, like back like in the country where you could actually see stars.
Uh-huh.
And then like thinking we see aliens. And maybe we did.
Man, yeah, you had just the ideal, especially if you were able to get a break from it every now and then and go to your mom's.
I spent most of the time at my mom's in the trailer park, and then I would go to my dad's. But summers I would go every other week to my dad. So I'd be like, 1 week in the trailer park, doing a little mischief with the trailer park kids, and then the next week I'm picking up square bales and picking up rocks. My dad would plow a field, and there would be rocks everywhere, and he would need, we'd have to go pick them up so it wouldn't damage the tractor equipment.
Right.
So it was the same thing. He drives a truck, pulls a little trailer. Me and my stepbrothers follow behind, throwing rocks in, middle of the summer.
Yeah.
No way to offload them. No hydraulic trailer that lifts up and dumps the rocks. You get to where you're going, and then it's one at a time, throwing the rocks off.
I just remembered how listening to your I love listening to, Nateland is super funny. I also love listening to We're Having a Good Time. But it has, because your recent episode talking about pork, it has gotten me. Dude, there is pork everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You can't escape it.
People get mad at me when I talk about not eating pork, but my dad does too. My dad really hates it. He tries to humiliate me about it. We were at a Waffle House one time, and I just ordered, eggs, toast, grits. My dad goes, yeah, he's one of those weirdos that don't eat pork. And then the waitress is trying to give me some Bible lesson. I'm like, guys, just take it easy here. I'm just, I'm not a vegetarian. I just am not eating.
Just this one animal.
Yeah.
I get it. And it makes a lot of sense. It's hard for me to take a break from. I want to say like the first 7 meals after that podcast were all just like the only protein choice was pork.
Yeah,
so very unfortunate for me.
Italian restaurants, breakfast spots, it's almost impossible. There's a great pizza place by my house, but it's like everything's pork.
Yeah,
but I did find a place, beef pepperoni. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Is it good?
It is good. So good.
Man, that does sound good.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try some beef pepperoni.
Yeah. Beef bacon is not bad. It doesn't ever really get crispy, but it's good. Turkey bacon, if you want the crisp, turkey bacon's good. People hate on it, but I wouldn't, I'm not eating it every day, but it's not bad.
What do you miss about the trailer park life now that you're out of it?
Well, I don't know. That time in my life, is late 90s, early 2000s. Well, it just seems like just a beautiful time to be alive again. No internet, barely had a cell phone. I made virtually no money, but my lot rent was $120 a month.
Yep.
So we were like, but I also didn't worry about my bank account. Like I didn't care. I was like, nah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We have no money. We can't do anything. But all my friends were just hanging out at my trailer, just smoking weed, drinking, we weren't even 21, getting people to buy us alcohol.
Yep.
It was a beautiful time to be alive. Just smoking cigarettes, Newports and Marlboro Reds and hanging out and, I don't know. I loved it. But just a trailer park in general, it's something nice about like not having to care about your yard at all. Nobody around. Like, I don't know, my trailer park, it did get broken into, but it was by people that knew me. It was other people.
It's probably just.
It was people my age. They stole my weed pipes and my Nintendo GameCube. And, so. But what do you do,
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't like unsafe. I've fallen asleep in there. I passed out with the door open, not unlocked, wide open, And nobody cares. The whole time I lived there, we broke the window out right when I moved in, and I had a piece of cardboard over the window the whole time.
The whole time.
And they still, when they broke in, they broke my chain lock. It's like you could have just come through the window. It's wide
go through
open.
the cardboard.
Yeah, don't break my chain lock.
If you did have to go back to it, what would you miss about your life now outside of family?
Well, I do, have...
Not that they couldn't go with you in this hypothetical situation.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare, I think. Because, I've been fortunate. I've had the last few years have been a good run financially. I got a couple of Netflix specials. And so I think it will be hard to like go back in a way and be like, all right, we're not making any money. But at the same time, I don't know. I do think there's a bit of freedom in that. As long as your like expenses are low, I don't think not making money is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If your expenses are low and you just know you can't buy anything, then you're not even tempted to buy it because you can't do it.
Right. Yeah, the transition once you get to where you realize, like, yeah, if you had to switch right now, it's just like, hey, if I want this nice food, I can go get it. So
Yeah.
probably be like a couple of months of once you realize you can't get that anymore, then, yeah.
Yeah, but you just do things that don't take money. Like when I was a kid, we just ran around the woods all day.
Right. Yeah, build a fort or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the creek, dig around in there, find some tadpoles, some little salamanders, and that's what we used to do, crawfish.
So is that the thought? Because you got the cabin now. Don't you have a place?
Yeah, I got a place in McMinnville, Mennonite-built cabin. So I got a little creek out there too, but it's not the same as the Alabama Creek. This creek is like mountain fed. Like it just kind of, my neighbor tells me, he's like 100 yards up the way, there's no creek. It all just comes out of the mountain.
Dang.
So it's ice cold all year round. It is not fun to play in. It is like so cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
My kids love it though.
Oh, they do?
They do love it. My daughter wanted to get in and I was like, it's real cold. And she didn't believe me. So I thought, this is what I'll do. I'll let her get in. And then that way she'll be like, oh, it's too cold. I don't want to be in there. But I was like, I'm not going to put her in without me getting in. So I'll get in too. And then immediately I'm like, I want to get out of here. And she loves it. It didn't affect her at all.
Now you got a real predicament.
Yeah. So I'm, maybe just weak now. I don't know.
But, man, I am fascinated with stand-up, and not a lot of people tell me I should do it, but just a few, because I don't think I'm funny enough for a lot of people to say it. But I guess just a lot of people in my line of work, they also do stand-up.
Yeah.
Although I think their stand-up starts first and then they get into podcasting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, I've done public speaking before, and I try to do comedy online, but the stand-up part, the two, just having a hard time connecting them. So I've got a lot of respect for stand-up comedians.
Well, it's different. It's like, on the other hand, you talk about public speaking. It's like, I try to do a TED Talk. It's out there. And I feel like I kind of froze up in a way and just started doing comedy, just started doing stand-up because I was like, you're talking to people.
Right.
And they're not laughing. And I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable with that. Because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to going up, just telling jokes. People are laughing. Then you just get it going.
That's how you know you're doing good.
Right. But I'm just standing there trying to tell them something. And I'm like, what am I even doing here?
Yeah. You start second guessing your whole life.
Yeah. I'm like, what am I trying to tell these people? I wasn't even sold so hard on my idea. I was doing We're Having a Good Time TED Talk.
You start questioning it while you're giving it.
Yeah, my agent wanted me to do, I don't know, I could be wrong. This has been several years, but I feel like they wanted me to do more of a kind of like growing up in a trailer park type TED Talk or something like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Started from the bottom kind of deal?
Yeah, maybe. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. But I have the We're Having a Good Time TED Talk's like kind of like the power of positive thinking sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I am into, the idea that, you can always... you can always take a negative approach and feel bad about your circumstances, or you can just, be positive about it. But so I wrote this thing and tried to memorize it, and was very bad at memorizing it. So I was felt like I was bombing for a second. So I just started doing jokes, and then it went great.
Yeah.
But it was just because it was my stand-up.
Yeah.
So all that to say, stand-up's a different thing. It's like, because you can be funny for your friends. And then you go up in front of complete strangers, and they're all looking at you because they've paid a ticket to see people be funny. So they're not like, be funny, but they are like, they are in a sense.
They do have an expectation.
Yeah. So you go up and, once you get like where I'm at now, it's like I got enough material that almost no matter what happens, I'll be able to mental Rolodex a joke that will make them laugh.
Yeah.
But, when you're starting out, you're like, all right, these jokes that I'm going to do tonight are every joke that I have. And if you bomb, it's like a real gut shot to where you're like, oh, jeez.
They don't like any of my material.
Yeah. And so you're like, where do I go from here? Do I just write all new things? Yeah. So it's hard to build up a confidence in it. And then you're like show to show. Like I could completely bomb and be okay because I, just had a run of 20 shows that were really good.
Yeah.
And then my next one's probably going to be really good. I don't bomb like that, but I do some corporate events sometimes that are really hard where you're like, oh, these people hate comedy. And you find enough and eventually you can get some, all right, I got some tepid laughter off that one. So that'll carry me into the next one.
You could switch to the TED Talk, but then again, your TED Talk switches back to the so you're kind of in the...
I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
Yeah. Like I did a corporate gig recently, which was really great. Like I was really shocked by it. But before that, I did a Cracker Barrel corporate gig. I did a corporate gig for all the, heads of Cracker Barrel. And it went pretty good, but I just did a Cracker Barrel commercial. So in my mind, I was like, this is going to be great. They're going to be so excited to see me because I was in the commercial. Uh-huh. They're just going to be pumped, and this is just going to be great. And then you go out, and it's just like a regular corporate gig full of Cracker Barrel managers who could care less. They're like, we're at work right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man.
We have to be here.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is real work.
So being their spokesperson and on record.
I think I'm out, but...
Do you think that all that Cracker Barrel stuff was staged or what?
I don't know. I do kind of think it was.
Oh, yeah.
I do kind of think it was because it was like, I don't know. I guess the CEO's gone or whatever.
I don't know.
Maybe not. But
you tell me.
But in a way, it's like nobody was talking about Cracker Barrel.
Nobody.
Right? Nobody. Yeah. Even people told me that the menu that I was doing the advertising for, I was doing this campfire menu. That was what my commercial was. They said somebody told me they went into a Cracker Barrel and ordered that, and they were like, it's going to take a long time, and they're not even ready to make that menu.
Dang.
And so I feel like nobody was talking about Cracker Barrel, and then so they take the cracker off the logo, and then all the old people are now like, oh no, don't mess with Cracker Barrel. So they start showing up in droves. Like I asked, my mom was the only one because she was mad about it too. And I go, do you even eat at Cracker Barrel? And then she was like, well, sometimes. So I was like, okay, all right, maybe you do. But my dad doesn't eat there. He was mad about it. My dad's a Waffle House guy.
Yeah. You got to respect a Waffle House guy, right, Donnie? Donnie loves waffles.
My dad's a Waffle House guy. My wife's Canadian, right? She grew up eating very healthy. And when we go to visit my dad, she's like, I got to gear up. To eat bad.
Yeah, that is something you have to prep for.
Yeah, because my dad came to visit me. It's 5 hours from his house. He came to visit me one time. He stopped at Waffle House 2 times on the way. He did breakfast and lunch at the Waffle House.
He might like it more than Donnie. Yeah. So, but Huddle House, no Huddle House.
I love Huddle House. Oh, yeah. My dad will do Huddle House too. I like a patty melt at Huddle House. I'm into that. I love the Huddle House patty melt.
Which one of the two has the sauce?
Waffle House has the sauce. Huddle House does not have their own sauce.
But don't ask them if they have sauce.
Don't ask Huddle House if they have sauce.
Because, they'll laugh you out of the place. Yeah.
I like a patty melt with a little Heinz 57 sauce. Just put the Heinz 57 on the plate. Just dip it. That's how I like it.
Patty melts are slept on.
Yeah. It really is. I did some shows in Kentucky and West Virginia, and there was not a lot of food options in the towns we were going to.
Yeah.
And so my opener was with me. I took him to Huddle House 2 days in a row. And I said that to some other comics, and they're like, oh, really treating your openers well. I go, listen, there's no options out here. But my opener was ordering Mountain Dew everywhere. I go, well, thanks for helping us fit in here,
Somebody was ordering Mountain Dew. They're all right with Huddle House.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, I'm from Alabama, but I'm living in Nashville. Nashville's a metropolitan city now, so I don't want to be too city out here at these,
Right.
Because, we're on these mountain roads, and Alabama's covered in kudzu in a lot of places, but these mountain roads in Kentucky and West Virginia, it was kudzu on all sides.
What's kudzu?
It's like ivy, but it's from China, I think, and it grows, they say like several inches a day,
Oh, wow.
and it will just completely take over. And it covers trees. The guy opening for me, his name's Zach Townsend, very funny comic. He was opening for me, and he's from Connecticut. He had never seen kudzu before. And they cover trees, and he's like, they look like giants, but they do like take the shape of like dinosaurs, or it's pretty insane.
Yeah, it sounds it. I've heard that before, that name. Yeah.
Goats love it. Goats will tear it up.
Yeah, I grew up in Texas, but I spent some time in East Texas, and we had Yopon. There's always kind of a lot of anyway. Yeah, I guess that would be our version of kudzu.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Yopon, it's more of a bush and a tree. A lot of people in the city use it because it also grows fast, and they'll use it for like bushes on a like it'll blow up real quick.
Yeah, like kudzu will take like an abandoned house will be out in the field, and it'll just take over the house.
Ooh, sounds like a scary movie.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, that's
Kudzu should be a scary movie.
It's a scary movie of plants.
Some kind of like Monsanto GMO version of kudzu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a slow play, like the slow zombies.
But maybe, if it were Monsanto, it'd be, herbicide resistant.
And who's the man for the job? I think the main character should be Dusty Slay with your background.
Yeah.
You're just a traveling pesticide
And the villain's
salesman.
Bill Gates, and I'm trying to get to him.
Yeah, and you are the hero.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a pesticide, it would be more of an herbicide
Yeah.
that you would need.
But I sold herbicides too.
Okay.
I say pesticide, and it just kind of encompasses everything.
Okay, so you are the man for the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get somebody to write that movie. Yeah, you can have that idea.
Okay,
by
thank
the way.
you.
I think it was yours anyway. How do you deal with hecklers? I feel like as clean as you are, it would just be super tasteful jokes. There's probably not a lot of your mom and D's nuts jokes that you'll throw at them.
Well, it's like I don't have a lot of hecklers, but not people yelling out rude stuff. But I do have people that yell out at my shows constantly.
Yeah.
They're just excited to be there. They're drunk. My stand-up is it feels a little conversational. So I think people just feel comfortable, and they're like, I'm going to yell this out now. And, like I got a joke. I just did a show in Chicago on Saturday, and I got a joke about like not being very close with my aunts and uncles. And this girl was like, I feel you, or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nobody ever relates to me. And the joke, as it goes along, it reveals that, people don't have the same, like they are closer to their uncles than me, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm saying I was working with this guy one time, and he called in sick because his uncle died, and I was confused about it. I'm like, your uncle, you don't get the day off because your uncle died. And originally that was just supposed to be a funny joke, but the more I would tell it, the more I realized no one relates to this. But this girl really related to it, and she kept yelling out, "Who needs them? Who cares?" But went on for way too long. I'm done with the joke, and she still can't let it go. And I eventually had to go, hey, I appreciate you, but I got it from now. I got it from here on out. I appreciate your support. I'm sorry that something went on with you and your uncle. I'm sorry that you guys hooked up or whatever, where you just kind of have to take it to a place where it goes so far where they just stop talking about it. Or they get kicked out, which I don't want. I don't want them to get kicked out.
Yeah.
But I do need them to be quiet at some point.
Yeah.
I just try to keep it funny. If they're heckling and I'm able to make a joke back and it's getting big laughs, I'm okay with it. We can just do that. I tell my jokes all the time. It's fun to kind of break it up and do something like that. But if they keep going and the audience stops laughing, that's when I'm like, all right, now we got to end it because you're ruining the show.
Yeah.
If the audience is having fun, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, she kept going. Even I started my next bit about a country song, and she started yelling out another country song. I'm like, okay, I don't need your help. Never needed it, but I definitely don't need it anymore.
Yeah. We're having a good time, except for you.
Yeah.
Except for you.
But it's like, in the sense of, when I think of a heckler, I think of somebody like being like, you suck, you know.
Right.
I don't get that, but, you know, I do get people that, you know, just can't control themselves.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I encourage it a little bit. I go, you know, people are going, woo. I go, you know, you got to let it out. You know, I go, you've done good so far in this show, and I know that's been building up in you. So get it out, let it out.
Yeah.
And then I'll let everybody woo for a bit. I go, anybody else need to woo? And then people will start wooing, and I just let them do it. And then I go, okay, now you got it out. Let's keep going with the show.
Yeah. We're having a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time, guys. And you just gotta, people yell at my special tapings. I'm like, guys, we just told you we're recording this. Don't yell.
I hope you're enjoying a ranch fuel as you're listening to this episode of Rodeo Time. Use code DALE on ranchfuel.com for 15% off, old son. Drink up and use code DALE on ranchfuel.com. Ever since I started riding bulls and punching fools, I've been wearing an American hat because I'm an American. I actually wore a different hat before that for the longest, but then my mom got a job. So wear an American hat, old son. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy.
Yeah. That's got to be stressful, recording a special.
Well, the great thing is, I'm not, when I record it, I hire the people to record it, and then I pitch it to Netflix, and then they buy it. That's how it's happened the last two times. So I'm not really under any stress. I can do as long of a show as I want to, and, I can just cut everything out.
Mm-hmm.
But it is annoying because it can change the momentum of the show. Because, you got to be careful. You don't want to get too... like being a nice comedian, you don't want to get, you don't want to be like, shut the F up, because then the audience is like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Dude's got a dark side, But I did make a joke about stabbing a lady at a show, which later I guess seemed inappropriate. But at the time, it was like, I was just being like funny about it. And I thought it was fun, but I could see how people could, I made a joke about the sound guy getting fired at Zany's the other night. I guess I made a joke about killing him too, but what I think is funny about it is it's so extreme.
Yeah, of course.
It's obviously a joke.
Yeah, of course. Especially like coming from a comedian that never says a cuss word.
Yeah.
All very clean jokes. And then you make, I get it.
I go, let's not fire him. Let's have him killed. And then but don't take his body out of the sound booth. I want the next sound guy to know what happens.
But when you look at it on the transcripts.
Right. You're like, what?
Where did this show go?
Exactly. That's like, and that's a problem for me too with writing things, TV shows and stuff like that. It's like, I think all my comedy is delivery. I think if you were just reading my jokes, it may not come off that funny. So that's the problem when I'm like trying to write a TV show script is they don't get it. Like I'm trying to write a book and they're like, the editor's like, this doesn't sound like you. And she goes, in your stand-up, you say, you know what I mean a bunch. And you're not saying that in here. And I go, yeah, that's a tick that I wish I didn't say. I'm not writing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I say because I don't think people are hearing me.
I'm just assuming they do if they're reading the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty conveniently timed, that, and we're having a good time. Yeah.
Well, we're having a good time. Is the best thing that I ever started doing in comedy.
Yeah.
And then the wave joke, waving, but I can't. It's hard to keep doing the setup for we're having a good time or the wave joke, which I don't do in my live shows now. Now I'm just waving and saying we're having a good time a bunch. But if I sometimes if I'm doing a showcase in a club and maybe I feel like the audience, not my audience, I'll do the setups, and it is really fun because when you do the setup for the wave joke and the we're having a good time joke, and then a joke bombs, and then you go, we're having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
Well, it's also something pretty fun that someone who has seen your stuff can say.
Yeah.
You know, like whenever they see you, you know, at the Huddle House, hey, we're having a good time.
Well, it is
That's
great
fun to
like
hear.
that. Yeah, because people, when they do recognize me, yeah, it's like, that's what they go. People go, all right, or we're having a good time. And I'm like, this is great.
This is great.
This is the best way to be recognized.
Because I made a video, and it happened during the video when I was making it. I was doing a tour of my first gen pickup, and I said, if you don't have picking strings on the back of your headache rack, then you ain't no cowboy. And it just, from there, that was like 10 years ago. From there, I started making You Ain't No Cowboy videos.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something I would never actually tell someone.
Yeah.
But all these 12-year-old kids that come up to my booth, they say it, and it hurts my feelings. So secretly, I've started this thing, and now I got all these kids coming up to me yelling, "You ain't no cowboy," and I'm like, man, come on, kind of. I mean, I'm trying, but hey, we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, at least they're yelling something, right?
100%.
Yeah,
for sure.
As long as your joke wasn't like, you suck, and now everybody's coming up saying you suck.
Yeah, which is kind of closer to mine.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But you ain't no cowboy. Yeah, I mean, I get how I could. Because if people, like, imagine you're like talking to a girl in public that doesn't know that, and then a bunch of little kids come up and go, "You ain't no cowboy," and then you go, "That's a thing I do. It's a bit. It's a bit that I have."
Right. Yeah, she's not buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there, I mean, yeah, I have to smile and laugh and wave, but yeah, internally. Yeah, what some of the musicians say it, be careful, you know, writing a song because it might be the one you have to play forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about comedy is really no one wants to hear that joke again.
Just you gotta have new material anyway.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you tell a joke. You know, sometimes people request a joke, but not very often, and they want to hear new stuff.
Yeah. Man, at the rodeos, no one has told the rodeo clowns that.
Oh, no.
You will hear the same joke over and over from a rodeo clown. And to me, I laugh the same every time I hear it.
It used to be my favorite part as a kid.
Yeah.
Even at these small rodeos we were at, they would have a little car, they would have a barrel. They had, I remember seeing a clown ride a cow and jump like a fire hoop or something. I was like, this is amazing.
It's just good, honest fun.
Yeah.
Like building a fort in a forest behind your trailer park.
Yeah. And then you see them, you know, sitting around at the RVs and the cow trailers, smoking cigarettes and drinking, and you go, oh, these clowns have a dark side.
This is underwhelming lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I think that if you were to come to the ranch one day and you're in Texas, like I think that you could get some material. Oh, obviously if you rode a bull, like, I mean, that's just anybody, you know, is going to have an interesting way to tell that story. But I've had this one bull. He's like, we put people on him to buck for their first. I call him the bucket list bull because he's not going to kill anybody. Shouldn't. And but you can also ride him with a saddle. I can just picture you riding this bull around. Like that's how you commentate life on the ranch. You're riding this gentle bull around. And you can't really tell him where to go. He just doesn't care that you're on his back. So you just go wherever he goes, wherever he wants to go. Everybody thinks he's broke, but he just really more just like does his own thing and you get to do it with him.
I love the idea of this video.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying, but I was at the fair a couple weeks ago, and I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I asked the guy running the mechanical bull if my 2-year-old son could ride it, and he said, yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what's going on. But then my son didn't want to ride it, and I had already paid. So I was like, all right, well, you just stand there, and I'll ride. And then, you know, I got thrown off pretty fast. I thought I was doing pretty good, but I got thrown off pretty fast. And then, like, I had a huge bruise on my leg, like, for a week. I was like, what happened? I didn't even feel like I got hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like a bull would kill me.
Yeah, well.
Because I fell on an air mattress.
They are nothing alike.
Yeah.
So I will say that. So you do have somewhat of a chance because they're, I don't know. you might have a chance because it's nothing like a mechanical bull.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like we put a saddle on him. He stands there.
Yeah.
You just walk around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I feel like would be fun to watch Dusty Slay commentate.
I love
live
the
from.
idea of me riding, and then you're like, but you can only see me, and then you zoom out, and you see that I'm on a saddle,
Yep.
and then you keep zooming till you see that it's a bull.
That's it. Yeah, you're picturing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave him a nose ring. That's how I
Yeah.
try to steer him, but he doesn't really listen to that. Now he's just still walking this way with his head turned sideways.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
I like that.
yeah, I gathered a bunch of bulls on him. That was probably maybe the most dangerous thing I've ever done in my life because they go to fighting. Now you're on the back of a bull while he's fighting another bull.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's pretty wild.
we wouldn't put you in that.
Yeah, I mean,
situation.
you know, my dad's field, you know, joined another guy's field with a barbed wire fence, and the bulls would fight and tear the fence up.
Yeah.
The fence designed to keep them in. They also had a donkey for a little while. My stepmom, before the current stepmom that I have, my dad's been married a few times, she bought him a donkey for like their anniversary gift one time, and the donkey would run the cows through the fence.
Dang. Yeah, donkeys are mean.
Yeah.
Super mean.
Supposed to protect the cows from
Not a great
coyotes.
present.
Not
a great present.
No, it was a real nightmare.
Yeah, at all, really.
Yeah.
Whenever you discovered the lyrics of the songs that you talk about in your special, like, did you go through a few of them and realize just how awkward some of these lyrics are from country songs?
Yeah, I mean, I've been through quite a bit, you know, and there's some that just have a couple of lyrics in it. The one I'm working on now, I tried working on it for a long time, and I think I finally found an angle, but I'm doing That Summer by Garth Brooks. I like that one. That was one I'm digging into now. Because there's the obvious stuff, but I'm trying to do some other thing. But the Brooks and Dunn one came about, you know, I put out a special called Workin Man, and then for whatever reason, I looked up like a Workin Man country music playlist on Spotify. And then Hard Workin' Man came on, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, this is a good song. And I was like, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
And then when he gets to that, you know, he's like just talking about how he doesn't know where his money's going. And then he hits that second verse where he basically just tells you where all his money's going. I was like, oh, that's it. That's the hook that I need. You know? So you got to get there to build up.
Yeah.
And 5 O'Clock Somewhere started as just a very little joke that was not ever getting laughs. And then I go, I got to find something because there's something in this song. And I talked it out, and I was going to record it and just put it out, you know, me talking to my phone. And then I was like, maybe I'll try this as a joke. So I started messing around with it, and people really liked it.
Yeah.
So that's why I love doing country songs now. I got another one. I'm doing the Oak Ridge Boys, Trying to Love Two Women, you know, which is a good one.
Yeah. Strawberry Wine's kind of in the same vein as that
Well, you
song.
know, that's funny. When I tell you about that girl yelling out at my show, I started my That Summer bit, and she yelled out Strawberry Wine.
Yeah, they're two very similar songs that kind of need some evaluating, you know.
Maybe I should dig into that one too, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had, we were talking about it, I had Mexican OT, who's a rapper, on, and also just a sweetheart of a man. Most of his songs are explicit, but
Yeah.
and we were talking about it, but he's pretty nice, down to earth, and a great guy. And I was like, man, there's some of these country songs that are a little bit, you know, if you really got down to the nitty gritty of the lyrics, they could have an E next to them.
Yeah.
And anyhow,
Well, that's what, you know, one of the things I'm saying because my show's pretty clean, and sometimes people bring their kids, and as I'm going through this Garth Brooks song, I go, hey, these are his lyrics, guys.
Yeah.
You hear the song, you go, what a sweet song, but I say the lyrics, and now it sounds dirty.
yeah.
She had a need to feel the thunder, it says.
Yeah. In a dress she hadn't worn in quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot cup of coffee and a smile.
Yeah, when you say it like that, maybe I shouldn't have brought my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that song coming on the radio. My dad never batted an eye. I'm 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Garth Brooks, though, I mean, especially with all these allegations.
Yeah, that he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attached to some of these lyrics. Hey, buddy.
You know, that was a pretty funny, Charlie Crockett when he did the Opry, his Opry debut, he had a video out and like, I guess Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood were there. And they were talking and it was like, he goes, Charlie Crockett's like, yeah, you're from Texas. He goes, I'm from Oklahoma. Oh, no, he goes, you're from Oklahoma. I'm from Texas. And then he goes, yeah, I lived in New Orleans, lived on the street for a while. And he just feels like Garth Brooks is like, what? Just feels like he just dropped this. Yeah, I was homeless for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get to see that interaction. But yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. Nobody else is talking about it. But to me, that was really funny. He goes, I lived in New Orleans, lived on the street for a while in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, psycho.
Yeah, which we were talking about Charlie Crockett just right before you came in here, actually. Yeah, he's got a little bit, a unique sound.
Yeah, for sure. I love his covers. I mean, I like this, a few of his songs that I really like, but his covers I love them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody asked him, I loved his answer. Somebody said, what are your songs about? And he said, about 2 or 3 minutes. I was like, okay. Yeah, major props.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine, I could see him and Garth getting down on a collab song or two there. That would be neat. But, yeah, I feel like all the conspiracies are just that. He's probably a really nice guy outside of that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, other than the whole Chris Gaines fiasco.
Yeah, that's really what probably has people scratching their heads. Like,
well, that was really the end. I mean, he came back and like was doing he still has a great career, obviously. But it's like no new songs ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what? Like why not?
That's true.
That's what I don't understand. It's like, yeah, I mean, but he keeps all of his songs off Spotify, everything off iTunes. It's almost impossible to find a Garth Brooks song out here.
Right.
So I guess it keeps it fresh for the concert.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's one reason he doesn't have to. If nobody ever hears him outside of him playing them.
And I guess if he wrote one and it sucked, it would just be like why even risk it?
Yeah.
But why not find one somebody else wrote and just do that?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that he's doing that's really making us wonder. But at least he can still play out there. Him and Tom Segura are going at it though.
Are they? I mean I know Tom Segura is like always leading the charge on this, but does Garth Brooks actually come back with stuff?
I don't think in public.
Oh, okay.
That's just the word on the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be, I would think that would be an awesome way for Garth to put himself back in the just everybody's, if he would go on Tom's podcast. I feel like that way. If you go on Two Bears, One Cave.
Maybe he should write an album
or
where it's all about him being a serial killer.
Yeah, lean into it.
And then go on Tom Segura's podcast to promote it. Unless he really is doing it.
Yeah, hide in plain sight kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. These are all good ideas.
Yeah.
We need to tell Tom.
Tell Garth. Maybe we'll go down to his bar.
Tell Garth.
He goes, hey, is Garth here? Mr. Brooks in?
Yeah. Cool.
I never met Garth Brooks. I meet a lot of country singers, but never met Garth Brooks.
Being in Nashville, I've got to meet Kid Rock.
I have met Kid Rock a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't he go to Zanies?
Yeah, he hangs out there a bit, yeah. And I did, at the Ryman, I did the Kid Rock Comedy Jam one year.
Yeah, that's right. He does a comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. I mean, he did like a country song before.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'd rather see like a Ba Wata Ba. I think that'd be great. That'd be more up my alley.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Cowboy never gets old.
No.
He's
what a
still
great
writing.
song.
He still writes.
Yeah, Kid Rock crushes it. And his bar is great too.
Yeah.
I don't even drink, but you got if people visit me and I take them downtown, I take them to Robert's Western World because it's like an old school country bar, and then I take them to Kid Rock's Big Honky Tonk.
Big Honky Tonk.
Because I want the contrast. But everybody I take to Kid Rock's bar is like, this is awesome.
Yeah. It is it's the only place I've been downtown.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I don't really have much to compare it to.
Well, Robert's, now, it's like if you go during the day, which is when I like to go because it's less crowded, But Roberts is kind of boring. Usually just one guy on stage with a guitar. But I think Monday nights, maybe Josh Headley, who's very good, plays the fiddle.
Okay.
And he's great.
Yeah.
So I love Roberts. They do all old country, stand-up bass, slide guitar, steel guitar, and it's great.
Have you been to his house with his White House?
I've not been to his house, no.
Oh, I bet that would feel right at home there. Yeah. Up on top of the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, you got to get to Zany's. We normally wrap up with life advice.
Oh.
Kind of right out of a curveball at you. But
Well, I have a podcast called the We're Having a Good Time podcast, and that's kind of what my whole podcast has turned into. But I'm into it. But, you got to do what works for yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't, like, for me, quitting drinking changed my whole life in a positive way.
yeah.
For other people, that may not be the thing. But you got to find your thing. Whatever's holding you back, you got to get rid of that. And then, and be positive and figure out what to do. It's like, that seems like weak advice. Figure it out. But if you're like in a spot where you're like, my life sucks, well, you got to understand that it may not change overnight, but you got to figure out, what do I need to do to start to live a better life? And that's what for me, it's like, all right, I was spending all my money drinking and smoking cigarettes and hanging out in the bars. But when I quit drinking and quit smoking cigarettes, I was like, I have more money, so I can save this money, or I can quit this job that I hate because I don't even really need money now. And that's what I did. And I got rid of all my stuff. I sold my car and I rode a bike for 2 years. My mattress was disgusting. I threw it out in a dumpster and slept on an air mattress. I got rid of everything, and I was living the simplest I could live, but that allowed me to become a full-time comedian. So
Massive changes.
yeah, and pray. Nobody wants to pray. Everybody's afraid to be religious, but just pray. And
What's your favorite go-to scripture right now?
Well, I always like an Ecclesiastes. I always get it mixed up. I don't know if it's chapter 6, verse 7 or chapter 7, verse 6. But Ecclesiastes, it says, all man's efforts are for his mouth, yet his appetite is never satisfied. And it's there's nothing, it's like, I don't know. People always think that they're they just, they got these things that I got to do these things and then I'll be fine. It's like, you're never going to be fine like that.
Yeah.
You're never going to be fulfilled in a way that you're never going to smoke enough cigarettes. You're never going to be like, I'll just drink till September and then I'll be fine. You're always going to want to do it. Alcoholics Anonymous says, one drink is too many and 10,000 is never enough, And, that's how it is for alcoholics.
With the glimpse of that white shirt underneath in the dark, you kind of look and felt like a priest right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
kind
like
of
to
felt
triple
like
the shirts up in the cold weather.
Oh yeah, you can't have enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have Alcohol Anonymous needs to say
Yeah.
you can't have enough coats in the
Oh,
wet
yeah.
in the wet cold.
Yes.
You can't have enough layers.
You got to layer up.
Yeah.
You got to tuck in that bottom shirt. I don't have it tucked in. I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I like to tuck in the bottom shirt.
When it's cold, yeah. Yeah, you got to tuck it.
I love cigars, and sometimes I'll be in real cold places, and I bring long johns, and I'll go back to my hotel after the show, put my long johns on, layer up, go sit out in the cold, smoke cigars.
Yeah, we buried my dad in long johns.
Oh, yeah?
He hated the cold that much.
Wow.
I mean, we also had clothes on him on top
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, not just the long johns. But yeah, that's how much he hated the cold.
I love that.
Yeah. So I have to just, because out of loyalty, I have to also hate the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check out recent Netflix special, Wet Heat.
Heat.
It's your second special. And then you've also got your podcast going. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And love the intro music, by the way. I'm a big intro music guy. I think yours nails it. And Yeah, so y'all check that out for our man Dusty Slay. And you're also going on the Nateland Podcast. That's where you're headed now.
Yeah, I'm a co-host there, so that's also a weekly podcast that I do.
Is that all we got? Is that all you got? Did I nail the 3? What else we have?
Well, I got all the social medias, but those are the big things. Because I feel like I got Workin Man is still on Netflix.
For sure.
For now, because they lease it. So it's on there for now. And then Wet Heat got released during the summer, during the wet heat, when everybody's out enjoying themselves. So I feel like it did well, but I feel like it got buried a little bit. Workin Man did very well, but I think Wet Heat's a better special. And I think so. I'm hoping, as the wintertime rolls around, it gets a real resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needs a bit of a push, and then people are going to be like, man, I was sleeping on this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, your demo is outside stacking hay bales.
Exactly.
Whenever
they're out
in
on
the
a
summer.
boat. Yeah, they're out on a pontoon boat drinking, on the lake shore.
Oh,
Some river somewhere.
Yep. Our views on YouTube they in the summer, they take a little bit of a dip compared to winter.
Yeah.
Same. But
yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Everybody, y'all go check out Dusty Slay wherever you check out comedians. So love you guys, and we're on to the next one.
All right. Pal.